Hey everyone, welcome back to my video blog where I talk about Azure, data services, and a little bit of personal development. Today I'm going to talk about some of the newer features that you may have missed that were announced about Azure SQL Managed Instance. I do a lot of speaking in the area, and these are the things that have popped up that a lot of users don't know about. So the first is advanced threat protection, which is very similar to that of Office 365, where you're looking at anything that may be anomalous in your environment. So what it does is it provides an additional layer of security intelligence built into the service that essentially detects unusual and potentially harmful attempts to access or exploit databases in your managed instance. You're alerted about any kind of suspicious activities, potential vulnerabilities, and SQL injection attacks, as well as any anomalous database access patterns. For instance, you never access it from China, and suddenly somebody's trying to access it from China. Something like that, right? Advanced threat protection alerts can be viewed from the Azure Security Center and provide details of suspicious activity and recommend action on how to investigate and mitigate any of the threats that you're seeing. The second feature you might have missed is Azure Active Directory Integration. The managed instance deployment options support, your traditional SQL Server database engine logins, but now they also support logins that are integrated with Azure Active Directory. Azure Active Directory server principals, or logins, if you will, that are in public preview, are an Azure Cloud version of the on-premises database login. They enable you to specify users and groups from your Azure Active Directory tenant as true instance scope principals, capable of performing any instance-level operation, including things like cross-database queries within the same managed instance. And then lastly, you've got instance pools. Now this one's kind of cool because previously you were kind of locked into the minimum amount of vCores you could have when you were doing an integration and a migration, right? And the problem with that was that sometimes you would have to spin up a larger MI than you probably needed, right? So what instance pools will allow you to do is you can pre-provision the compute and then basically look at what you need and divide it up. So you can deploy several individual managed instances into your pre-provisioned compute level. So for example, if you pre-provision 8 vCores as part of your MI, you can deploy two 2 vCore and one 4 vCore instance. Then migrate your databases to those instances, right? Now, prior to being able to have these instance pools, you would have to have 3 separate instances in that case, okay? Now, the need to migrate groups of databases to a large instance typically requires a whole bunch of careful capacity planning and resource governance, right? So any kind of security considerations, extra data consolidation, those types of things might have to happen before you do those migrations. But with the Azure Data Migration Service, it makes those migrations much easier to do online or offline migrations, as well as being able to restore backups from an on-premises environment into a SQL MI, which is another feature you can't do with the singleton Azure database, okay? I hope this has been helpful. There were some new features that, just pop up and people just don't know about. If you need information, throw a comment below and ask the question. Otherwise, thanks for listening. If this has been helpful, please hit like down below and subscribe to my channel. Really appreciate the time. Have a great day. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.